5 years ago this week, on March 3rd, 2009, in an interview with the UK Mirror, Mr. T, who headlined the first WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, and Paul Orndorff, and actually fought Piper in a boxing match at the second WrestleMania, he admitted that he rejected an offer from WWE to be inducted into their Hall of Fame. And the reason for his rejection of said Hall of Fame invite? Pete Rose. Mr. T said, WWE asked me to be in the Hall of Fame and I turned it down. You know why? They put Pete Rose in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. This guy can't even get into his own Hall of Fame. After they put Rose in, they came and asked me, and I said, you don't insult me. You don't put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame before me. I ain't going to be part of that. They put him in, and he only did one WrestleMania, and he didn't even wrestle. For the record, Pete Rose appeared in 3 different WrestleManias and was far more entertaining than Mr. T was in either of his appearances. I bring this up because there have been rumors that Mr. T may have already accepted an invitation to be in the WWE Hall of Fame class this year in New Orleans because supposedly they want to induct the entire WrestleMania 1 main event. They're going to induct matches now into the Hall of Fame. And so they would induct all 4 guys, at least Mr. T, if not all 4 guys in New Orleans. We'll see if it happens. If it does, I guess that means that Mr. T had a change of heart from 2009. 5 years is a long time. And he actually made a lot of wrestling appearances in his day, too. It wasn't just the first 2 WrestleManias. He did the match and the angle that led to the first WrestleMania, which I talked about recently, the war to settle the score on MTV. He was there for that. He had a boxing match with Randy Orton's father, Cowboy Bob Orton, on Saturday Night's Main Event. He was brought in to be WWE's special enforcer for a time in 1987 before he and the company finally split. I'm guessing it must have been early 87 because he wasn't at WrestleMania 3. I would think he would have been there if he was still working with the company. He refereed a Hulk Hogan-Ric Flair match in WCW in 1994. I would guess Hogan got him to come in. He even had a match that year with Kevin Sullivan on a WCW pay-per-view. So it's not like Mr. T did one shot and was never seen or heard from again, like a Drew Carey or something like that. Mr. T being a part of that first WrestleMania probably saved the entire company, and that's not much of an exaggeration. I know they didn't play that angle up on their WrestleMania Rewind special on the network. I know their revisionist history. It's hard to believe they wouldn't tell the whole truth. But the fact is, that's how important Mr. T was to that first show. And probably Cyndi Lauper deserves a lot of credit as well. Mr. T and Cyndi Lauper both had a lot to do with that, but probably Mr. T more than anything else. But definitely without him, they don't get the media exposure that they got. They don't get him and Hulk Hogan on Saturday Night Live. They don't get him and Hulk Hogan on the CBS Morning News and all the other appearances that they did together. And that show, that first Mania, is not the success that it turned out to be without Mr. T. If ever there was a celebrity who deserved to be in their Hall of Fame, he's the guy.